There was a time a mentor really did have a big impact for me, and it was when I was sitting on quite a large, well-known, publicly listed board, and it was a stressful time, and I really wasn't sure whether this was a right fit for me. And I met with one of my mentors, and they immediately saw I was a different person than what they'd been used to. And I think I was so caught up in the moment and problem solving and trying to work out a way through it that I really needed a valued mentor who can look in the mirror and say, forget all of that, what's going on for you, and is this really where you need to be? And I think that's the value of mentors, that they can really put that mirror up, and especially if they've had a long-term relationship with you, they just know that things aren't right and they're prepared to call it out, and that's invaluable.
I was 43 when I decided to go back to school and get my doctorate. And I was going to study something very obvious, and my mentor, Dr. Bert Shapiro, he said to me, do something important, not just interesting. And those 6 words have changed my life, because instead of doing a single institutional study, I did an international study. And that has forever changed my career for the better. 6 words.
When I made the transition from military life to civilian life, frankly, I had no idea what I was doing, and I drew on the experience and wisdom of people who'd been before me. And there was one person in particular whose advice, coaching, mentoring, just helped me make the move into the world at large.
The biggest impact a mentor ever had was certainly Frances Hesselbein, who showed me how to combine warmth with being a consummate professional.
When I founded ADHD Girls and needed to go from building the platform to scaling, and I found the best thing about that relationship was that she was also a neurodivergent. She understood exactly my motivation, and she could also call me out for maybe when I wasn't being true to myself, because sometimes you can tell yourself stories and then not actually, those stories don't actually come from within. And so what was good about her is that she could call out the fact that that's not actually what you think. And it was amazing, because it was somebody who could actually help mirror my thoughts. And that was so hard, because on my own, left to my own device, I would be chasing my own tail. But having somebody to mirror those thoughts, what they see, the reflection of that, and then tell it back to me. And we can have a debate. They're not always right, but I found that was definitely the most important relationship that I've had since I founded ADHD Girls.
I remember the first time a mentor helping me along my career was when I started in the hospitality industry. I was new, just graduated not too long, but they took it upon themselves and really nurtured me, showing me the ropes. I was in sales and marketing, so he really set time, asked great questions, and just nurtured me based on his experiences. So that helped me gain quicker, learn the things that didn't quite work out for him, and made it really, really simple for me.
When I was writing my 5th book, Just Ask, I wasn't getting it right. It actually took 3 rewrites to get there in the end. And I was really struggling with it, and I wasn't sure if I'd got it or not. So I asked 5 people to review it for me, including someone who I consider to be a mentor. He wouldn't call himself that himself, but I consider him to be one. Very successful author of self-development books. And he called me after hesitating, and he didn't want to say this to me, but his wife said, you have to. And he said, you have got a brilliant book here, Andy, but this isn't it. And it was so brave of him, because he didn't feel that he could give me that harsh criticism, but I needed to hear it. And it's his wife as well who forced him to say it, that I'm thankful for. But hearing that was important on 2 levels. 1, I knew I needed to go back to the drawing board, but 2, I knew I was on the right path, because he could see what was in there.